Warning, there is a good chance Bitcoin Mike has no idea what he's talking about. Do your own research. Enjoy the show. Thank you. Wow, what a crazy night, folks. Bitcoin was down to about $15,000 just a few hours ago this evening. Everybody was expecting a pretty bad CPI report, and it turns out the CPI report was actually pretty good. And now the stock market is up 1,000 points, which is absolutely insane. This is just based off the CPI numbers. So the CPI inflation is down just a little bit from last month's. That basically rallied the stock market 1,000 points, and Bitcoin is back up to 17,725. So the question is, will this be sustained? I would say most likely not. If you were able to get some of these cryptos yesterday, like Matic for like 79 cents, and now it's back up to $1.11, I would surely be taking some profits. Of course, there's no guarantee. That may have been the bottom, but a pump just based off CPI numbers, which really aren't even that good to begin with. I would say this is going to be a pump today, and then tonight we're going to absolutely dump, either going into this afternoon or tomorrow. Could be wrong, but if you're trading this stuff, I would be taking some profits. If you're in for the long term, like me, just buy the dips and get your cheap prices. But really insane. Here's what Jim Cramer, he's basically just begging people to sell.
We're in these things right now, and you're getting a huge up move because of the CPI, and that's your chance. You're being given a gift.
An off-ramp.
Yes. I mean, I'm reading this, the FTX. I mean, this guy's going on and on. Look, it's your chance. I mean, Dave, I'm not saying you should go sell CrowdStrike.
Yeah, so Jim Cramer's basically just saying, look, we're getting a pump today on cryptos off the CPI numbers. It's your chance to get out. Now, he's basically like bearish crypto 100%, but it's definitely your chance to get out if you made some trades or you got in the last couple of days or you just want to sit this one out. For me, I even bought some VeChain yesterday or before the big dump while we were dumping, and that's back to about where I bought it. And I'm actually considering even selling that right now just to get a few $1,000s and just use that for trading, because I do expect things to go back lower. I definitely think Bitcoin's going to go down to at least $14,000 to $12,000 at this point. Could be wrong, but that's what I'm anticipating. And just a pump off these CPI numbers, that's not going to sustain, especially when FTX is just, it's the same old crap with FTX. You're seeing all the big guys come out. Warren Buffett's basically, telling you, this will come to a bad ending. You're seeing the sentiment around crypto right now is so bad. It's just like around the COVID time in 2020 when we dumped. And that's kind of what you want to see for that capitulation. So capitulation is 100% right around the corner, if not already here. But going back to the FTX news, so basically Sam Bankman-Fried just was basically sending all these tweets this morning just apologizing, saying, oh, I fucked up, I'm sorry, blah, 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 blah. And apparently they're $8 billion in the hole. Not good. And this is kind of what happens when you have a 29-year-old kid running a multi-billion-dollar crypto exchange in the Bahamas. See, folks, a lot of these people who got rich with crypto by buying low like 5 or 10 years ago, they think they're really smart, but you're not really, really smart. The one thing great about crypto is to get rich off crypto, you don't have to be really, really smart. You can just be an average person. As long as you buy low and sell high, that's all you have to do. You have to have some street smarts, but that doesn't mean you're qualified to run a multi-billion-dollar exchange. And with Sam Bankman-Fried, he took that exchange to the Bahamas so he wouldn't have to have any regulations, at least for FTX International. And that's why I've been talking about for the last couple of months, there has to be regulation in this space. And that's why when Americans try to sign up to FTX International, they can't. When they want to sign up to Bybit, they can't. The U.S. government doesn't want Americans using these exchanges because these exchanges will eventually all collapse. Now, the ones that are based out of the U.S., like Binance.us and Coinbase, they're regulated. So they're not allowed to take your funds and trade with them and lose the funds. They can still get hacked, but they're not allowed to take your money and play with it like these international exchanges can. That's why I've always said it's so risky to have money in these offshore exchanges. For me, I do use FTX US, I use Binance.us, I use Coinbase. You're completely safe in my opinion. I mean, as safe as you can be because they're under US regulation. But once you start playing with these other exchanges like KuCoin, I go on KuCoin all the time because you want to buy certain coins that they don't have on these other exchanges. You just have to know it that you could lose all your money and they can get hacked. I was in a small exchange last year called the Laxi Exchange. It got hacked and I lost all my money. So it happens, and I feel bad for people who are not U.S. citizens because that's really the only choice you have is to utilize the exchanges. I would just use Binance if I didn't live in the United States, just Binance International, because they appear to be the most stand up, and CZ I do trust. But these other exchanges are all pulling the wool over your head. They're taking your funds and they're playing with them and they're trading and they're creating their own tokens and then lending those tokens out and using that as collateral. It's a big mess. So yeah, avoid those exchanges if you can. But this is why you have to have regulation in the space. This is why the SEC has been clamping down on exchanges, clamping down on US-based YouTubers who are promoting these exchanges like BitBoy. That's why you don't see BitBoy promoting Bybit anymore. You don't see BitBoy doing the scam tokens. It's not because it's not because he feels bad. It's because he can't get away with it anymore. And that's what I've been saying for months. So what's the positive? The positive with this whole FTX thing, the regulators are going to come in. So this is a good thing for crypto. As much as it sucks that people are going to lose money, this is probably the straw that broke the camel's back, and the U.S. regulators are going to say no more of this. And they're probably going to work with international regulators to make sure this shit doesn't happen again. So what you're seeing right now is a flushing out of the bad actors with the Celsius, the FTX, the Voyager. All the bad apples are getting flushed out, and unfortunately, it's taken a lot of good people with it. But that's kind of the way it goes. So you just got to be careful, and that's why the best thing to do is probably just put your money on a hardware wallet and just keep it there and not even deal with these exchanges. But that's what's going on, folks. Let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, I mean, basically, it's the same old shit. The question you have to ask yourself right now is, do you trust this pump? I personally don't trust this pump. I think it's just basically a dead cat, basically off these CPI numbers. I think I think $15,000, $12,000 Bitcoin is coming. And I'm not going to be putting all my funds in right now on this pump. This pump was unexpected. These CPI numbers, they were expected to be bad. So people were expecting bad numbers, and they turned out to be basically okay. And that's why we're getting this big giant pump in stocks and Bitcoin. But for me, if I was up a lot, if I bought Matic last night at 79 cents and now it's $1.12, I would totally be selling that. I would be selling that. I just don't have anything worth selling. I mean, Litecoin's back up to almost $60. It was down to $49 just last night. So yeah, folks, just take some profits if that's what you want to do. And if you're just looking for cheaper prices, I wouldn't buy into this. I would wait for some cheaper prices. I think we're going to get it. Like I said, could be wrong. That's why you have to have skin in the game. But this pump it's not passing the sniff test for me. And I fully expect us to dump very, very soon, back down to $16,000, $15,000, probably tomorrow or the day after. Now, of course, I could be wrong. I'm just a guy on the internet, but there's just too much negative sentiment out there. But on the good news is you're seeing all the guys come out of the woodwork. The sentiment is very, very bad right now. Capitulation is pretty much here. The low may have been $15,000 last night, but I just think we're probably going to go back down to that. And I think the altcoins are going to go even lower. So, because I still haven't been able to get my 29-cent Cardano. It basically bottomed out at 31 cents yesterday. And now Theta's back up to almost $1, but Theta was at 83 cents yesterday. So, Theta is a big bouncer. But, yeah, I think we're going to get those prices again. So, folks, hold strong, take some profits if you're trading or you're up significantly on some of these coins, and just wait for lower prices. That's my opinion. But, hey, it's crypto. Anything can happen. All right, folks, like and subscribe. Have a good day.